Hi everyone, I'm Sophie. Today I want to share something deeply personal with you. A book that didn't just inspire me, but changed the direction of my life. I've read a lot of self-help and motivational books over the years, but Thirst by Scott Harrison, this one shook me. It helped me see life through a different lens, and it sparked something in me that I've never expected. Well, let's learn a little bit about Scott Harrison. So he was living a life, we may say a dream life. He was a nightclub promoter in New York City, making a lot of money, surrounded by celebrities and champagne and luxuries. But inside, he always felt completely empty. And when he was 28 years old, he went on a vacation with friends to this, exotic, hot vacation spot, obviously filled with parties and alcohols and maybe drugs too, But before this trip, he did something out of his character. He packed this book recommended by his father, The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. He read it during this trip, probably hungover, but it woke something up in him. For the first time in years, he started to ask deeper questions. What am I really living for? What kind of person do I want to become? Not long after he came from that vacation, he walked away from it all. He quit his job as a nightclub promoter. He walked away and joined to volunteer at Mercy Ship. I don't know if you are familiar with Mercy Ship. It's a ship, it's a hospital ship. It's a floating hospital, travels to developing countries, offering free surgeries and medical treatment for people in need. He spent 16 months on board as a photojournalist. There are a lot of patients, especially with face tumor and, all kinds of diseases. And he learned that was due to not having access to clean water. He realized as basic as clean water, many of us take it granted, could make a difference, life and death for some people, a lot of people. That experience led him to start Charity Water, a nonprofit with a mission to bring clean and safe drinking water to every person on the planet. Yeah, that's their mission statement. So see, he did a complete 180. The man who once lived for parties and attention became someone driven by purpose, compassion, and deep desire to serve. For the first time in his life, he had a clear direction. He knew exactly what he needed to do. What stood out to me the most was how innovative and transparent this organization was. 100% of public donation goes directly to water projects. Every dollar is tracked. Every project is GPS mapped. That level of integrity moved me. And he has, private donors. That private donation covers the overhead cost. I remember closing this book, sitting in silence and thinking, what am I doing with my life? What kind of impact do I want to have? And that's when it hit me. I want to live a life of purpose as well, not just for me, but for others. After reading this book, I got so interested in becoming a philanthropist. I even looked up the definition of this word, and it said a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, especially by donating money, resources, or time to good causes. The definition doesn't say you need to be rich or you must have a lot of money. Anyone could be a philanthropist. See, at that time, I was already donating to a few charities of my choice, like World Vision, Feed My Starving Children, and Food for the Poor, ranging from $30 to $40 a month for years. So I realized, oh my gosh, I am already a philanthropist. How about that? Speaking of the charities of my choice, I would love to talk a little bit more about that in my future video. Anyway, I also wanted to add charity water, Scott Harrison's organization, to my list. But at the time, I was focusing to get out of debt. I didn't have much extra to give. As I said, I was already donating some to other organizations, plus, to my church. But I had this strong feeling, I just had to do something. And on their website, they encourage people by saying even $5 or $10 helps. That spoke to me. So I signed up to give $20 a month. It felt small, but it was something. Later, when I finally became debt-free, I doubled it. So it's $40 a month now. If you ever felt stuck or unsure of your purpose, this book, Thirst, might speak to you the way it spoke to me. It's not just about water. It's about redemption, compassion, courage, and turning your life around to serve something bigger than yourself. This book also helped me to reconnect with the idea that one person really can make a difference. It can be me, it can be you, anyone. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. First, I read it in an audiobook format borrowed from the library, but after that, I ended up buying an ebook so that I can have it. And if you are curious about this organization, Charity Water, please check out their website. You will find some interesting things there. If you've been wanting to support a charity organization by donating but couldn't decide which one to give your money to, I know there are so many organizations out there. I wish I can give a lot of money to everyone, and that's why I'm manifesting more money these days. But anyway, so if you can't decide, how about to start with this one? As I said, 100% of your donation will go directly to the water projects. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
If you liked this video, please check out other videos on my channel. And if you like